in the same predicament, the same situation. Whether you be in Africa where I was born, or you be in America, or you be in England, or you be in Brazil or the Caribbean, it don't even matter. Everywhere you go, as far as we are concerned, it's the same thing. The people are hungry, the people are suffering because the people had swapped and traded the survival skills that their ancestors had kept here and sustained them for generations. I mean, it's like a chain link. So we have broken chain links on the link. In Africa, we are a generation behind from agriculture. In America, over here, we are 2 generations behind from agriculture. And so that's why, you see so many homelessness in many countries around the world, including America, which I got a culture shock in Atlanta when I got here. I've seen so many people homeless here. I've never seen it in Africa. And so I couldn't do nothing for myself but to make a film so I could educate myself and the people back home. So not having money, I had to learn to make bracelets. So for 10 years, I made copper bracelets and I produce an award-winning film that highlights the homeless problem in Atlanta. But it's not my job to show you that alone because you see that yourself if you live in Atlanta. So part of the solution, or a step towards the solution, as far as we're concerned, is going back to our ancestral wisdom, attending to the land, growing food, doing for ourselves. All right? So the reason why a lot of us are hungry is basically we're not growing food, period. All right? So after I made my film, I also had to read, I had to do research to understand what was the reason why there's so many people homeless here. That interests me to even make a film about it. I had came across few books. I read a book called Food Planet Empty Plates by Lester Brown. And in that book, there's a chapter that talked about food, the weak link. Food is the weak link. And that Lester Brown, in his book, he's talking about how the world is in a transition from an era of food abundance to the one of scarcity. Over the last decade, world grain reserve has fallen by 1/3. World food prices have more than doubled, triggering uh, a worldwide land rush and ushering in a new geopolitics of food. So food is the new oil and land is the gold. So we have to understand that if we have to depend on other people feeding us, and it's 7 billion people on earth, and it's very few people that's growing the food, of course we're going to be hungry. Back then everybody grew the food, so we shared the food, so there was nobody hungry. You see, uh, so working on my part 2 of my film, The Ripple Effect, I have to study and understand what our people had did to avoid problems like this. Because again, like I said, it's the same problem in Africa, it's the same problem in America, it's the same problem everywhere. In India, folks not doing what their people did, so they keep breaking chain links. Uh, Over here, we will have over here. The economic energies of the poor is being wasted or is being wasted, land and resources included, simply because the people have no access to the land. They don't have no land. We were promised over here 40 acres on the moon to attend to the land, because part of the reason we even end up in America is because we mastered the art of agriculture. And later on in my presentation, I will tell you how the art of agriculture even came down here on earth. All right? So, also, families had left farms here for their children and their grandchildren and great-grandchildren to run these farms just to be secure. Farms that had given the people a sense of a step up the ladder or a sense of security for generations. But what happened when families are losing these farms? You see, for whatever reason, it might be tax purposes. Folks can afford to pay the taxes, so they're taking the land from them. Folks have been paid not to grow food. It's a lot of stuff going on. Also, we're going to be talking about how the people will not change just because we want them to change. or just because we told them to. People will only change if we put in if we put in place the right incentives and the right culture and the right incentives, the right culture and values. You have to offer people something. You can't just tell them, oh, you got to change. But we know we need these incentives and tools, the environment that which allow us to gain the culture, and the culture is which allow us to know ourselves, so we'll be in the position to manage ourselves. But we never had these things. But no worries. These days today, the people are offering themselves everything they were not being offered. So that's the beautiful thing about that. I would like to explain, or at least share my little knowledge that I had learned, part two of my film. Part of the storyline, I've been looking a lot into the Dogon people in West Africa, in Mali. And a book I read called The Science of the Dogon. And in that book, there's a chapter called The Dogon Creation Story. And the Dogon Creation Story explained how the art of agriculture was brought down here to us by our ancestors, when at a time it was no order on earth. It was so much chaos. It was unbearable. And so when the ancestors looked down from the heavens, looked down on earth, and see the clutter, they have to do something about it. And so their main concern was, when they get here, how they going to be dealing with the people of flesh and blood, people that just, you know, they all their life is based on the physical, nothing spiritual. So, but when they figured it out, they decided they're going to come with the art of agriculture. And they brought with them plants with fibers in them from the heavens. How you think Moringa got over here, spirulina and all this good stuff that we use today? And so when the elders got here, they brought the plants with them. They prepared the soil, made beds, 4x8 beds, plant in rows, in eights, in memory of the 8 ancestors. So when they came, they prepared the soil, put the seeds in the ground. Rain came, the seeds germinated, and the neighbor saw that, and the next neighbor did the same, and the next neighbor saw that and did the same, and the next one, and the next one, the ripple effect. And that's how people secure food. But I'd like to read you something out of the text. It says, the Dogon believed the earth had been pure when it was originally created, but that the jackals made it impure and had disrupted the world order. Agriculture was a symbol for the restoration of order to the pure earth. And wherever agriculture and civilization spread, the impurities of the earth was thought to have receded. So basically that's what we're doing here in Atlanta. So we are creating holistic environmental sustainability as the new cultural norm. The holistic environmental sustainability is going to help us create an environment that which would help us know who we are, that which would help us grow food, that which would help us learn about ourselves. So we have a farm, and it's called Roots of Change, and we've been there 3 years. And I tell you, this farm made me better. And everybody that came to the farm told me how the farm made them better. Because when they come to this space, they feel connected with the earth. And you have your hands in the dirt, and everybody has their hands in the dirt, and we are all at each other's level. It don't matter if you the lawyer or the PR or the attorney or the student or the homeless. We all are able to come to each other's level at the farm. So that's what holistic environmental sustainability means. And that's what we're doing in Atlanta. There's a lot of urban farms popping out everywhere. They're almost like a landmark now. You can easily pick up on them. And this is something I talked about, and the mayor had hired an urban agriculture director, hopefully to help that situation, to help the effort that we're doing here. You see? So according to the Dogon, the original method of cultivation was like weaving. It began on the north side and moved from east to west, then back again. Each square in the field contained 8 planted rows, each 8 feet long, in memory of the 8 ancestors and the 8 seeds. So the Dogon say that when a man clears a new ground, make a plot, and plant some food, on the plot, his work is like weaving a cloth. In this way, the skill of agriculture is a form of weaving. That's where the ripple effect comes from. Meaning, when you see me prepare the soil and made beds and put the seeds in the ground, and you saw me as my neighbor, and you did the same thing, and your neighbor saw that and did the same, and the next neighbor and the next neighbor. So that's how we got the ripple effect. All right. So it's very important that we keep these traditions, because these are the traditions that everybody built off of. Everybody built from these basics that our ancestors left here for us. The Dogon also explained their knowledge, methodology, in the context of deliberate interaction that use keywords, themes, and symbols that function cooperatively as sophisticated mnemonic device, and were closely intertwined with fundamental civilizing skills. These themes and symbols find expression in the routine acts of daily life, such as weaving cloth, making a clay pot, and plowing a field. So the essentials, the fundamentals, food, clothing, and shelter. Back then, we never worked for it like we did today. You get a job, and you go to work, and you work all week, and you get the paycheck, and you're thinking about first thing, I have to pay my rent at the end of the month, or I have to pay my rent at the end of the week. So basically, that's all you're working for. Before, that's the total opposite. That's the wrong way. Our ancestors never did that. They secure the food they grew themselves, the house they built themselves with their hands, and the clothes they make with them. They make the clothes themselves. So by turning our back from the basics, from the essential, our people suffer for it. So we lost the knowledge. The people would perish because of lack of knowledge. So that's why for us to restore the minds of our people, for us to gain our minds back. Again, the reason why we even came to America, remember? They brought us here because we mastered the art of agriculture. Our ancestors spoke to plants. George Washington Carver. Understand? We brought peanuts here in America. They want nothing like peanuts. We brought okra in America. They want nothing like okra here. You know what I'm saying? So these things are part of us, and we can't turn our back from them. And if we do, we're going to suffer for it. And so that's why I made this film. But today, this film, though, is helping all of us gain empathy and love for each other all over again. Whether you are in America, or you are in Jamaica, or you are in Brazil, wherever you may be. Like I told you, the situation is the same everywhere you may go and find us. But we can change this, because our ancestors taught everybody how to use their brains and how to use their hands. So how come the children are suffering today and looking like, we have lost a valuable knowledge? Indeed we have, but we could reclaim it. We could reclaim everything that we lost. If we believe that we came from a great ancestry, from the ones that was in Kemet in Egypt, in Timbuktu, and in Touba, Senegal, then some of us are still here. So we can do it all over again. If our ancestors do it, and their descendants are here, their grandchildren are here, and if they tap into the knowledge, they can do it all over again. So that's why I'm so proud of the Black Sustainability Summit, and I am proud to be part of it. I was born in West Africa, in Sierra Leone, raised in Gambia. And in Gambia, agriculture equipment, before it was free if you shipped agriculture equipment to Gambia. And it's a tropical place. Everything grows, you see. In Gambia alone, we could grow so much food to feed part of West Africa. Or, the same thing we could do in Ghana. The same thing we could do here in Georgia. Everything grow here. I am amazed. I mean, moringa grow here, okra grow here, everything grow here. And right now it's spring, but it's still greenery stuff growing, like kale, cabbage, and all this stuff. And the more the people are changing their lifestyle, the way they eat, they're also changing their thinking habits. Because you want to know a problem of a people, these days you don't have to do much. You just have to observe the way the people are thinking. And if they're in their right mind, then their priorities will be right. But if they're not in their right mind, then their priorities are not going to be right. So by creating this holistic environmental sustainability as the new cultural norm. It's going to help us be in our right mindset, and it's going to help us get back on track and make sure our priorities are right. So I want to thank everybody that's part of this Black Sustainability Summit. All the local farmers in Atlanta, you're doing a great job. Baba Rashid, he's an elder over here, and he's been leading this agriculture movement for a long time for us. He helped all the little farmers, even the filmmaker. Everywhere I call him, he come out because he know the significance and the importance of us growing our food and taking care of our own lives. I also want to thank Bingishan, Krashan. He's back and forth, Atlanta, Ghana, Ethiopia, doing the same thing. Because again, everywhere we at, we need to be involved in the same thing. Growing food, doing for self. Knowledge of self is a key. Knowledge of self is going to give us knowledge of wealth. But if we don't have knowledge of self, then we're going to perish for lack of knowledge of self. So everybody that's in Atlanta that's contributing and participating in this Black Sustainability Summit, I salute you, and I pray that Most High increase you and your family, because again, it's our time now. But until we stand up and ready to do for ourselves and to change our own situation by ourselves, then we're not going to show, any signs of progress or moving forward. So Raina, the sister, all her efforts, everything she had to do to make this summit a possibility, we thank you for it, because the local farmers here need it. You actually mobilizing the village, your community, by bringing everybody that's doing something together on one big platform. And I salute you for that, Sister Soldier. Again, this is your street journalist, Ebrima SaidyBa, and I'm an Atlanta-based filmmaker. I am working on part 2 of my film, Food, Clothing, and Shelter, part 2, The Ripple Effect. We have a website, www.streetjournalism.org. Part of the goals for our film was to also have an annual festival where we celebrate the essential, the 3 basic human necessities, food, clothing, and shelter. So we had the first one last year. The second one is going to be May 14, and it's going to be at the Lake Claire Community Land Trust. It's an incredible space, and we're going to be celebrating again the essentials. We're going to have food, we're going to have music, and we're going to have agriculture. You'll have the chance to meet all your local farmers that day, and how you could join the effort, and how you could be a great helper towards this liberation of us and our people everywhere they may be. And one more thing I would like to share before I get off this panel. Bear with me one second. Okay, great. We are in Atlanta. We all meet in Atlanta. I wanted to make sure I put this out before I leave. If you're from New York, you want to move to the South, you want to come to Atlanta. If you're from LA, you're interested in moving to Atlanta. If you're from Nigeria, you're interested in moving to Atlanta. If you're from Bangladesh as a black man, Atlanta is going to come. If you're a black man from China, Atlanta is the place you want to come. But right now, we don't understand why. Why is it that we all want to come to Atlanta? And some of the best of us, some of the best of the blacks, I'm telling you, we all going to be meeting right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Why? This is not something that I created. This is not something Baba Rashid created. This is something that our ancestors prayed for while they were being lynched the days of slavery, and they've been hanged and beat and walked. All they had was their prayers. They were praying, that's all they had, that one day their children would be part of all the activities in America, which means they will be part of law, they will be part of medical, they will be part of law, they will be part of agriculture, they will be part of everything that makes this place what it is. And so when you come to Atlanta, you see that. You see black people in medical, you see black people in law, you see pretty much you see blacks in everything. And so if you are a progressive black man, you want to be part of that. So that's why I said the best of the blacks are going to be meeting right here. But right now, we have been separated by these religions you know, this one is Hebrew, this one is Islamic, this one is Christian, this one is that, and this one is that. And so collectively, we're not able to yield nothing together. Nothing. And it's draining our power. Our power is to be able to Pan-African first, like Malcolm said. And that way, we will have a good approach, and collectively, we'll be able to yield something. So take heed and take notice of the reason why you want to move to Atlanta. Because some of the best of y'all, like the sister who put this website together and this summit together to bring our efforts together, well, these are the people you're going to find here, whether they are born here or they are born in Africa. So recognize each other and take heed and embrace each other's quality, because it's time now we're about to use the real value of our education to solve our own problem.
Thank
The
you.
real value.
Thank you so much, my brother. If you wanted to make one more statement, we have a little bit time left. There are some questions on the board.
I'll do my closing. I'll do my closing. Again, my name is Ebrima SaidyBa. I'm your street journalist. And next event for us is the Food, Clothing, and Shelter Fest, May 14, 280 Arizona Avenue, Lake Claire Community Land Trust. It's a beautiful place. Come out that day and celebrate the essentials, the fundamental with us. Thank you so much. Is there any question?
Yes, there is a question. And before I open up the mic, is there any way that folks who have not seen part one of your film, is it still available?
Yes, you could purchase the film at Savananda. It's sold at Savananda. You could also purchase the film at 1130 Euclid Avenue. I have a shop there, and I sell the film. And when I sell the film in the springs, I hire guys from shelters or brothers and sisters I've been seeing out on the street for all these years while I work on my film. I make bracelets, and everybody in the habit of giving us handouts. I tell them that one day when I'm in the position, when I have my film finished, I'm going to give you a hand up instead of a handout. So when I sell the film in the springs, I hire guys from shelters and take them to the farm and give them 3 hours of work, $10 an hour, 3 hours, that's $30. And they tell me the money they make there, it wasn't a handout, it was a hand up. And they also thank me for the opportunity to even, you know, show that they could do something when people are not giving them the opportunity, they're just giving us handout. So I want to let Atlanta know that we have to stop the habit of giving each other handouts and start giving each other a hand up. That's what intelligent people do. So 1130 Euclid Avenue, that's where you get the film. 1130 Euclid Avenue, or you could come to Savananda. I think it's 467 Moreland Avenue, Savananda Natural Foods Market. They sell food, clothing, and shelter here. And one thing I want you to know, food, clothing, and shelter is the film right now that's helping all of us gain empathy and love for each other all over again. I don't care if you were born in Africa or Atlanta or Brazil, because everywhere we went, we seen our people in the same predicament. Ask Sister Raina. She did the same. She told me about our people in Colombia. So food, clothing, and shelter is the film to send to our people everywhere they may be so they can get inspired, because they're going to see how our people are suffering here and how people are taking steps to change that too. So we have the problem and a step towards the solution. We refuse to show you the problem alone because you see that yourself. So again, thanks a lot. My name is Ebrima. You're a street journalist. I love you. I know you love our people if you are on this panel. I know you love all people. But of course, we have to clean our own house first before we can clean somebody else's house. So peace and blessing, and thank you for having me part of this summit.
Okay, can we take on a question here? We have, I'm going to open up the mic for one of my co-organizers. That's Odayet. Odayet, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I just had a quick question. I just wanted to know if you could speak on the importance of, controlling our own media and creating our own films, because I commend you for being a street journalist and a filmmaker. So can you just speak on the importance of us being able to control our own media?
That's an excellent question, sis, because a friend of mine, this guy take pictures for Hollywood, and he used to always come see this African kid, me, sitting on the corner in Little Fire selling pictures I took. You know what I'm saying? of my experience, I'm saying, stuff that I'm seeing every day as a visual person. I start taking pictures of them, selling them for $2, $5, and kids will come and look at those pictures and go in their pocket and give me all their change. I mean, all their change. These are children, like 4 years old. And so, but this guy, he always come around me, and he will say, man, the pictures you take, some incredible pictures you take. Man, he said, I take pictures for Hollywood, but I want to do something with meaning and purpose. I want to do pictures like you do. So he got inspired from the pictures we took. This is a professional photographer. And then he went on taking pictures of people on the streets and talked to them, had a dialogue with them, some incredible pictures and some beautiful stories. And also, he took a picture of me while I'm making my bracelets and interviewed me. And I told him how that's African child in your midst and who got a culture shock with the homeless problem here. And I'm going to make these bracelets, and I'm not going to stop until there's no more one homeless person in Atlanta. And also for Atlanta to stop giving us handouts and start giving us a hand up. So when he put the book together, somebody found the book online and then tagged me. So in the book, they had me in there, and they had everything I said in there. Sister read it and was proud and said, street journalist, thank you for standing up and putting the word out there. But now when the book got complete and pressed, the hardcover book, and my friend brought me a copy, special copy, all the way to my shop, signed. I wasn't there. He left the book for me. I went home looking at the book. The book was incredible, but they took me out of the book. And there was another brother, Paul. He's a good painter. And they had him in there, so they took him out of there too. So I'm thinking, is my friend, did they conform him to get us out of the book? He even told me he couldn't call himself a photojournalist. He want to call himself a street journalist, because what the street journalist does has meaning and purpose. So, but when the book came out, the street journalist is not in the book, and I'm not mad about it. And I thank my friend for his beautiful work, and I congratulate him. But my only thing is, we're going to have to do this thing ourselves, because some people, they still want to keep us where we at. They don't want us to mount to anything. So did my friend got conform to take the picture out and take the pictures of the people that was doing something, that were using their hands and doing something to change their own situation, and only keep the ones that were suffering from drug abuse, the ones that were drug addicts. And we all have a story. Even the drug addict have a story, but also show the people that's trying to do something about it. So the people that's trying to do something about it, they took them out. And so they only leave the ones that, just feel like they are going under and they got no choice and they can't help themselves but to go under. You see? So that's why we have to produce these materials ourselves. And black folks have to start taking care of their children. Respect the work that your children do. And your children are going out of their way. It costs them arm and a leg just to bring this work to you. It took me 10 years to bring food, clothing, and shelter to you. That means 10 years of my life, 10 years of my resources, 10 years of not communicating with my family. It took me that long to bring that film. And I have no regrets, and I still gave it out to people for free, to TV stations, so they could show it to the people, because the people trusted the street journalists with information. And when they trusted me to take the pictures of their image and to record their voice, that gave me a responsibility. And so whenever I went to show the film, I let them know I didn't come to entertain anybody with nobody suffering. I brought you pure information that I was entrusted by, and it's for you, to whoever it may concern. But if black people are not respecting their children's work, and they're not buying it, and it don't mean nothing to them unless a white boy bring it to you, and that's when it means something to you, then you're deceiving the purpose. Right now, your children are the ones with the inspiration. Everybody needs something from them. Everybody that's trying to do something that has a meaning and purpose is around your children. But you are the only one that don't respect what your children are doing. So I'm advising my brothers, my sisters, my fathers, my mothers, and my grandmothers, please pay attention to the black children, their work, because they are the savior of the world. If black children are free, the whole world is going to be free. The street journalists tell you this today. So buy everything that you see from a black child out here trying to do something about his own problem, because he's the only one that can write his own story. Don't look down on him. Don't give him a handout. Encourage him. Give him moral support, and also give him financial support, because he needs it. So I got chills for you asking me this question, sis, because that's something in my heart. I deal with it every day. People walk past me, look at me like I am nobody, and these are black people, some are white people. They'd rather give you a hand up. I mean, they'd rather give you a hand out. They'd rather have me drop my hammer and stretch my hand so they could put something in my hand, so they could feel like, oh, here's somebody that I'm better than. Please don't think like that. And please don't call your own brothers and sisters homeless. We all got here together in the same slave ship. If they are homeless, we are all homeless. These are our brothers and sisters. And you know they lack everything that a free person should have. So if they become drug addicts, so what? Anybody could fall in the cracks. In Europe, they had more of a drug problem, in Switzerland and Germany, but they took care of it. They helped their citizens. You know, they didn't call them drug addicts or crackheads or homeless people. So please, stop reducing your own and respect your own. Right now is our time, but we have to be at each other's level. We have to clear the energy. It takes respect. Thank you. Peace.
Thank you so much, Ebrima. Appreciate all that you said, and I'm sure that everyone has gotten quite a bit out of it. I know that you had to stay in your shop, and we apologize for the background information, but I hope that you were able to get the essence of his presentation. I think it's very powerful, and if you get an opportunity, go get the film. It will let you know that we need to be thankful for where we are. I know a lot of us live from paycheck to paycheck. If that paycheck is gone, we don't survive. So we could be right there with those people who are struggling to survive. And the solution that he has presented to us is workable, and it is working. And let me check to see if we have a time for a couple more questions. Give me a second here. Um, I think that was the only question that came up. So I'm sure everybody's
That was enough. That was a great question.
yes, it was.
That was a great question. Hopefully y'all are able to turn this into other materials where people can see it, like books or
We,
something, because I'm
we
sure
will.
all of your presenters, I'm
Yeah,
sure all of your presenters have some great things to share.
yeah, all of the presenters' information is online, and any of you can go online and go back and listen to the presentations. We will be in our summit up through Monday evening. There's going to be a couple other presenters who did not have the technology to do the Q&A that will be coming up. So please check the website for the changes in the scheduling. And if there's any other question, I might be able to take one. Just hold your hand up or just put in the little text box your question. Um, and while we're looking at that, we've got about 5 more minutes. Um, Ibrahim, I know you have a shop. Just tell us a little bit more what goes on in your shop.
Well, I'm part of an artist collective called the Jollof Collective, and we got nothing but handmade jewelry over there, and also we're trying to get used to this dynamic living. A lot of our people, they got records, they can't find jobs, but we can learn skills like our ancestors did. Again, they taught every child the art of agriculture, the art of weaving, the art of poetry, the art of this, the art of that. You have to have a skill. So we have an artist collective shop where all the brothers and sisters got their work in there. And copper is a healing metal. We work with a lot of copper. And copper is the metal that's going to help us all come down to each other's level. The Dogon creation story talked about how there's 8 copper spirals around the sun that gives it its movement. So everything we are doing, the ancestors are helping. The metal is part of our freedom. So you have to come to the shop and get this copper and put it on your hand, your wrist, because to break the copper, keeps you in tune with the earth, with yourself. And soon you're gonna think about growing your own food and doing for yourself and being in your right mind, state of mind. So we have a lot of copper, we have silver, and we have brass, and we also have cosmetics like black soap, shea butter, everything that's good for us. We have, and the address is 1130 Euclid Avenue,
Okay.
Jollof Collective. We open from 11 till 9 p.m. every day.
Okay, what was the address again? I'm going to put it in our check box. What was the address? 11?
The address is 1130
Uh-huh.
Euclid Avenue.
Okay.
1130 Euclid Avenue.
In Atlanta. Thank you. We have another quick question by Ross. I'm gonna open up Ross's mic so he can present his question. Ross, you're on.
Okay.
Yes, greetings, brethren. Give thanks.
Yes, please.
Yes, I give thanks for the presentation. My question had to do with
Glad you was there.
my question also has to do with as you mentioned about forwarding to Atlanta to do collective works. Do you also see a place in Africa that you can also do a collective works alongside to do also a repatriation type of movement,
Correct.
something collective
That's right.
that can do at home and abroad, collectively together.
That's right. That's right. People, brothers and
Okay.
sisters are going back and forth to Ghana. They have all kinds of projects there. Habasha got projects over there. Gambia.
Mm.
Gambia is, a small country in West Africa, very peaceful, friendly people. The people are incredible. The reason why I came to Atlanta, because a friend of mine told me I have to come down here because the people here look just like me. So I come to find out most people here
Yes.
are from Gambia, actually. And Gambia, they will let you ship everything that has to do with agriculture, tractors, this, that, for free of customs. And so the sister, Raina, showed me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the sister showed me
Okay, I'm
some
sorry.
information about possible land that brothers and sisters have in Gambia, and they try to do just that,
Yeah.
the same thing, grow the food and connect the people that are interested in repatriating back to Africa.
Yes,
Is
Ross,
there
you want
is
So
there
I
a
think
is there a trade link that exists? Is there
our
is there a
sister
trade
Raina,
link
she
that
will
exists between? Oh, okay.
a trade link between Gambia and Atlanta.
Yes, as far as
Is that what you're
economic
saying?
collective between the two between the
Yes.
two countries. Yes.
Yes, people are shipping all kinds of stuff here. There's a lot of black soap that come in this
Okay.
country, a lot of shea butter from West Africa.
Okay.
Also, a lot of, what I'm
Okay.
saying? So it's on a small scale, but people are sending containers back and forth. So those little small scale is going to add up. Because you have to see that shea butter,
Sure.
that's a
Yes.
commodity. That's a product for us.
Yeah.
Right now, you could buy
Yes.
shea butter in Walmart or Target.
Mm-hmm.
It's a multi-million-dollar product and black soap.
True.
You see?
True.
So we could use some of those products actually to fund some of the stuff that we are doing here today. And I sell a lot of it at my shop.
Yeah.
Black folks love it.
Yes,
Because the
and
shape of
Mm-hmm.
let me just say this. On Sunday at noon, Dr. Laura Ajamir, who has a project in Gambia, will be on speaking about the sustainable community that he is working with, along with another sister named Akena Ibaka. Um, and there's a brother there who's from Atlanta who's have set up a sustainable community and actually building homes and growing food and doing the kinds of things that we're talking about throughout this summit. So for those of you who are listening in, it would be great to come in and listen to Dr. Lord Adjumir and Akena Ubaka about what's going on in that little sustainable community in Gambia. Ross, were you finished with your question? If you want to say something else, Ross, at least.
Yes. I just I appreciate you and give thanks for your presentation. One love, brother.
Okay, thank you.
all right, Ross, give thanks and praise. I'm glad you was there. Thank you.
Okay, let me check.
Thanks.
We
All
really
right.
are out of time. I'm sorry. And we got another presentation coming on in a few minutes from Dr. Nana Mawiwa Kabong, and that's going to happen in the next 12. Well, let's see, almost 13 minutes. So if you're listening in, you want to listen to that presentation, and that is coming up very shortly.
I enjoyed the conversation. Thank you so much. I'm glad to be part of it. And one love, and wish you all the much success.
Well, good luck for you, and the work that you're doing is it's just it's just phenomenal, and we thank you.
Okay, okay. Oh, yes, ma'am. I know you wish me well, but say that I wish you well. I wish you best of regards. We have to change this language. This English language is also stopping us from accomplishing what we need to accomplish. Luck is for the people that gamble. Right now, we are making it happen. We are using our hands, our brains, and what nature provide, and we make it happen. So we're not gambling. So you could say, I wish you well. Best of regards with everything that you're doing.
Okay, I wish you well and good regards to
Uh,
the work that you're doing and blessings, and I give thanks to you.
Same to you, Ma. Thank you so much. All right, bless
All
up.
right.
Peace.